China's economic rise has been nothing short of extraordinary. For decades, the country experienced unprecedented growth, lifting millions out of poverty. This economic miracle was fueled by a potent mix of factors: cheap labor, massive infrastructure investments, and access to global markets propelled China to the forefront of the global economy. The world watched in awe as China transformed itself into a manufacturing powerhouse. This success story, however, was not without its costs. Rapid industrialization came at the expense of environmental degradation. Inequality soared as some prospered while others lagged behind. The Chinese government, under the leadership of the Communist Party, maintained tight control over the economy. This model, while effective in driving growth, raised concerns about sustainability and long-term stability. In recent years, China's economic engine has begun to sputter. The once blistering pace of growth has slowed to its lowest point in decades. This slowdown is due to a confluence of factors, both internal and external. Domestically, China faces challenges such as an aging population and rising labor costs. The easy gains of the past, fueled by cheap labor and exports, are no longer attainable. Externally, the global economic landscape is shifting. Trade tensions with the United States and other Western powers have created uncertainty and disrupted supply chains. The COVID-19 pandemic further exacerbated these challenges, exposing the vulnerabilities of China's export-dependent model. The question now is whether China can adapt to this new reality.
At the heart of China's economic woes lies a ticking time bomb, the real estate bubble. For years, China's property market has been on an unsustainable trajectory. Fueled by speculation and easy credit, property prices have skyrocketed, far outpacing income growth. This speculative frenzy has created ghost cities, where apartment buildings stand empty, monuments to overinvestment and excess. The bursting of this bubble could have devastating consequences for the Chinese economy. A sharp decline in property prices would wipe out trillions of dollars in household wealth. This, in turn, would lead to a decline in consumer spending, further dragging down economic growth. The real estate crisis is a symptom of deeper structural imbalances in the Chinese economy.
Adding to China's economic woes is the mounting problem of local government debt. Local governments in China have racked up massive debts, often through opaque financing vehicles. These debts were accumulated to fund infrastructure projects, often undertaken to meet ambitious growth targets set by the central government. However, the returns on these investments have often been disappointing. The sustainability of this debt burden is increasingly in question. With slowing economic growth and declining land sales revenues, local governments are facing a growing fiscal crunch. This raises the spectre of a wave of local government defaults, which could ripple through the financial system, causing widespread economic damage.
Section 5: Xi Jinping's vision, control, and self-reliance. Faced with these mounting economic challenges, Xi Jinping has consolidated his power and articulated a new vision for China's economy. This vision emphasizes greater state control, reduced reliance on the West, and a shift towards common prosperity. Xi seeks to rebalance the economy, moving away from its dependence on exports and towards domestic consumption. This vision is being implemented through a series of ambitious policies, including industrial policies aimed at promoting high-tech industries and reducing reliance on foreign technology. Xi is also cracking down on corruption and tightening control over the private sector, particularly in the tech industry. These moves have unnerved some investors who see them as a retreat from market-oriented reforms. Section 6: The crackdown, tech, education, and the free market. In recent years, China has embarked on a significant transformation of its economic landscape, targeting key sectors that have long been the engines of its rapid growth.
Xi Jinping's pursuit of common prosperity has led to a crackdown on various sectors of the Chinese economy, aiming to address the growing wealth gap and ensure a more equitable distribution of resources, most notably the tech and education industries. These sectors, once seen as untouchable pillars of progress, are now under intense scrutiny and regulation.
Tech giants like Alibaba and Tencent have faced antitrust investigations and hefty fines, signaling a shift in how the government views the influence of these corporate behemoths, while private tutoring companies have been effectively shut down. This move aims to reduce the financial burden on families and level the educational playing field for all students. These moves are part of a broader effort to curb the power of large corporations and reduce inequality. The government is keen on ensuring that economic growth benefits a wider segment of the population.
However, these actions have also raised concerns about the future of innovation and entrepreneurship in China. Critics argue that excessive regulation could stifle creativity and deter investment in new ventures.
The crackdown on the tech sector in particular has sent shockwaves through the global tech industry, raising questions about whether China's tech sector can continue to thrive under tighter government control. International investors are watching closely, wary of the potential risks and uncertainties. The long-term impact of these policies on China's economic dynamism remains to be seen. Will these measures lead to a more balanced and sustainable growth model, or will they hinder the very innovation that has driven China's rise on the global stage? Only time will tell. Section 7. Global headwinds, trade wars, and geopolitical tensions.
China's economic challenges are further compounded by a deteriorating global environment.
The trade war initiated by the Trump administration and continued in various forms by the Biden administration has imposed tariffs on billions of dollars worth of Chinese goods. This has disrupted global supply chains and increased costs for businesses and consumers alike.
Beyond trade, geopolitical tensions between China and the West are on the rise.
The rivalry between the United States and China is intensifying, with both sides competing for influence in key regions such as the Indo-Pacific. This geopolitical competition is creating uncertainty and risk for businesses operating in China. Section 8. Can Xi Jinping save China's economy? The question of whether Xi Jinping can steer China's economy through these turbulent times is a complex one. With the global economy facing unprecedented challenges, the stakes have never been higher for China. Xi Jinping's leadership is under intense scrutiny as he navigates these turbulent waters. On the one hand, Xi's strong leadership and the Communist Party's tight grip on power give him significant leverage to implement his economic vision. His administration has shown a willingness to take bold steps, such as implementing sweeping reforms and cracking down on corruption. The Chinese government has a track record of successfully managing economic crises in the past. From the rapid industrialization of the late 20th century to the swift recovery from the 2008 global financial crisis, China's economic resilience has been remarkable. On the other hand, the challenges facing China are unprecedented in their scale and complexity. The country is grappling with a slowing growth rate, a potential real estate bubble, and mounting local government debt. These issues are compounded by an aging population and a shrinking workforce. The combination of slowing growth, a real estate bubble, local government debt, and rising geopolitical tensions presents a formidable test for any leader. The trade war with the United States and strained relations with other global powers add another layer of complexity to the situation. These geopolitical tensions not only affect trade but also have broader implications for China's strategic ambitions. The Belt and Road Initiative, for example, faces scrutiny and resistance from various countries, complicating China's efforts to expand its influence. Whether Xi Jinping's policies will be enough to navigate these challenges and maintain China's economic ascent remains to be seen. The world is watching closely, and the outcome will have significant implications not just for China, but for the global economy as a whole. Section 9. The future of China's economy, paths and possibilities. The future of China's economy is uncertain, but several potential scenarios could unfold. As the world's second-largest economy, China's trajectory will significantly impact global markets and international relations. One possibility is that Xi Jinping's policies succeed in rebalancing the economy, leading to a period of slower but more sustainable growth. This would involve shifting from an export-driven model to one that emphasizes domestic consumption and innovation. In this scenario, China would continue to rise as a global economic power, albeit at a more moderate pace. The focus on technology and green energy could position China as a leader in these critical sectors. Another possibility is that China's economic problems worsen, leading to a financial crisis or a prolonged period of stagnation. Issues such as mounting debt, an aging population, and trade tensions could exacerbate these challenges. This would have severe consequences for China and the global economy. A downturn in China could trigger a ripple effect, affecting supply chains, commodity prices, and financial markets worldwide. The outcome of China's economic experiment will have profound implications for the future of the global order. Countries around the world are closely monitoring China's policies and economic health, as their own economies are deeply intertwined with China's. The world is watching closely as China navigates this critical juncture. The decisions made today will shape not only China's future, but also the global economic landscape for years to come.